Yeah, hey there, it's Kyle here again. So in the last couple of videos that we've shown here is one, how do we qualify leads? And once we have qualified them, how do we put them into our sales pipeline so that we can organize all the different projects all in the right sales process, and so that we can communicate and follow up and also get projects moving a lot faster. So that's why we have the sales pipeline. But now we've gotten to a point where this is quite common for a lot of businesses, even for mine, is that let's say we have given a quote, and after we've given a quote, there is that kind of lull, right, where they our client has either kind of gotten hidden. They're not following. We actually forget to follow up because we're so busy ourselves on working on ongoing work that we have booked, but we just don't have the time to follow up last month on, was the price too high, or are you going to be doing it yourself? We don't have a follow-up date to, have another call to figure out what are their objections. So that is like a really common scenario on the reason why we lose a lot of the quotes, opportunities that we have. They just kind of fall through the cracks. So in this video, we're going to show you exactly how we can set up, using your website and Infusionsoft campaign, how we can actually start increasing the percentage of those opportunities that are falling through the cracks. So let me share with you the pipeline that we looked at in the second video. And as we discussed in the second video, all these different stages that we have, let's say you have followed up and you've actually given them a quote. So they would be then, let's say, for argument's sake, that in this scenario, you went and gave them a quote, and they did say that they are getting quotes from other painters, other tradespeople. And so we have like a week stage where you've given a quote and it's kind of weak. If, for example, they were like really wanting to get started, that's where we have like a hot stage where we have given the quote provided. So let's take a look at when we have put a prospect after we've provided a quote. Let's look at kind of the process that we have. So after we've given the quote, we wait one day and we send them an email and say, hey, what did you think? Was it too costly? Did we not include something that you were expecting? So we have that one day. If they still haven't gone back to us, we then one day later, we then ask them again, what do you think about the quote? So again, this is all just a template. This can all be just changed around. We could put a task in the middle here to remind us to give them a call. But right now we're using automation as much as possible to do a lot of the work for us, because typically we're at a job site or we're on holidays or it's the weekend. So what we do is, after we send these two emails to ask them what they think about the quote that we gave them on Monday, we'll wait 1 week. And again, we can always just double click on this and adjust the time. We can then ask them what happened. So 1 week later, this is an email. And again, this is just a sample. Real simple email. What it would look like is we just click on the preview here. It said, good morning, Kyle. It's been about 2 weeks since we've given you a quote. We haven't heard back from you since. We understand you're busy, but to make so it's better to serve you, please update us via, what's going on with your project. So once they click on that link, they're going to be able to then pick from a drop down like where they're at, and so that we can then follow up in the right manner after we have gotten kind of some feedback from them. So once they click on that link, that will take them here. This is our painting kind of website demo for us to show you kind of what it would look like on your site. So once they click on that link, they would then tell us, went with someone else, or it's too expensive, I want to change my quote, and then when would you like us to follow up? So us as the painting company, when they're telling us, like giving us a date when to like follow up with them. So if it was, I want to change my quote, this is the date. We could also put in a time thing here too, and then anything extra that they would like to do. So once they click the submit button, what happens is that goes into what is a new campaign we haven't shown you yet. But what would happen is, once they complete that form, this goal is then triggered. And then based on the response that they give us in that drop down, such as delayed project, no longer needs our services, we can then have follow-up automation that happens based on what they chose. So if it was too expensive, Well, what we can do is we can have some kind of emails put in here to provide kind of reasons to get over that objection that they have and trying to get them to, give us a call back. And so this is all being done behind the scenes so that once you've been giving quotes, you have a system set up behind the scenes to get people to respond to us after, let's say, a week or 2 weeks after we've tried to ask them, what questions do you have from our quote? If they don't follow up with us, we have a system here that will capture where they're at, and then based on, let's say went with somebody else. So this is a common thing that we all get. So what is your objection to try and get them to come back? Maybe you let them go with someone else, but then you follow up to maybe a month later. How's it going? So maybe there's a situation that they had somebody else, but they did a really bad job, and you're making it really easy for them, to give you a call because they did a bad job, and well, they need you now, or want to do it ourselves. So, based on what they are doing ourselves, you can be giving some pro tips, and so you look really helpful, and you look really good in their eyes. So, this third campaign, this lead follow-up campaign, is really addressing that huge problem in a lot of our businesses where we get a lot of leads, they're qualified, we give the quote, but then after, let's say, 2 weeks, they kind of go into that black hole and disappear. So this is an opportunity to learn about why they're not, getting back to us based on the quote, and learning more about kind of what is stopping them from actually saying yes. So once we have found that reason, and we try and, for a few days to try and get them to bubble back up. If they don't, they then go into that dead lead category, and that's where they will visit all the other dead leads that we've been collecting. And so we then follow up with them and keep educating them, and over the next year or 2 years kind of thing for them to bubble up. So hopefully you found that helpful. This is, again, the third video of a big reason on why small businesses like ours, we need to have a system set up place to be doing the work when we're actually out doing, actual paid work, and completing jobs, because our teams are small or are medium, but we want something to be able to scale, and help us do our job even better. Okay, thank you very much. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.